All right.
Let's get it going.
We are back with another episode of Up a Creek with Two Paddles. We're a little bit rushed today. It's episode 24. It is T minus 2 hours and 20, or an hour and 20 minutes. No, 2 hours and 20 minutes.
2 hours and 20 minutes.
7. I was thinking 6. Until I get to go see Shane Gillis.
Dude, Shane Gillis in Columbia, South Carolina.
The GOAT.
Dude, he's popping off right now.
He's huge.
Dude, comedy's going nutso right now.
I love
it's
comedy.
Such a big part of.
I am such a huge comedy fan.
And so many more of them are scheduling and coming to Columbia. Like Theo's coming to Columbia in February. Dude, a lot of comics come to Columbia. They really do. It's cool.
My mom, I was telling her that I was coming down to see it, and she was like, "Ooh, is he big?" And I was like, probably one of the biggest comics
it's still not sold
working
out
today.
But I don't think it's sold out yet. But I looked like yesterday, and the cheapest ticket was $200.
Oh yeah, they went up like crazy. I think we got them at like 60
for nosebleeds.
Yeah.
So that's definitely all after sale, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom was like,
so it is sold out.
Yeah, I guess so. Just scalpers.
There's just some,
But
for sure.
My mom was like, "Is he like Eddie Murphy big?" And I was like,
that's interesting.
Honestly, of our generation, I'd say yes.
For our generation, yeah.
For sure.
For our demographic,
100%.
Especially, like our demographic.
And if he's not already there, he will be.
Yeah. Dude, I'm so jealous. You're going to have to tell me about it. Because I'm sure it's going to be all new stuff.
Like, full new hour.
Yeah.
And I've seen all his, he only has 2 specials, Beautiful Dogs and Live from Austin. And I've seen both of those. I'm expecting
You're going to have a good time. Y'all are going to have a good time.
I'm expecting some Down syndrome jokes. I'm expecting some Trump jokes. Maybe a couple Trump accents.
Dude, he's topical. He might bust out with a local joke first off. They love to do that.
He likes football, so he might mention the game.
Oh, Trump was
he's a huge football fan.
He was 100% going to mention Trump coming to the game.
Maybe.
Like 100%. If he like taps into the city like that, that'd be cool.
We'll see.
That was like big for South Carolina and Columbia.
I don't know though, because if he's really trying to work out a new hour for a new special, he might not hop into too many brand new jokes. I don't know. That's why I'm excited to finally see a live comic that I've followed for a long time, see them actually work out a new special.
To me, it's surprising that he's touring so quickly after putting out 2 specials like this.
That's how a lot of people do it.
He probably he's just had like bank material for he's been putting together for like 10 years. And you know what I mean?
Because I listen to his podcast, that's not the case.
Really?
No.
So like how is his process?
I think as he finishes a special, he's got a few more jokes that he hadn't quite worked out that don't fit in the special, and that's the jumping off point for the new hour.
I see.
Yeah, I don't think he's got just a bag of jokes.
But he's just been having mad output the last few years.
Yeah.
He's just been having a lot of like high output the last few years.
It's only 2 specials.
Dude, 2 hours of material.
I know, but
in 2 years. That's pretty good.
That's true.
2 hours of material in 2 years. That's a professional comic. That's a professional comic.
Yeah, but that's also like 15 years ago, 2 specials in 2 years was unheard of. You know, this new age is
Joe was doing it.
A special,
he was a rare case though.
Even Joe wasn't doing a special per year.
In the 2010s he was. Or no, in the 2000s he was. He did. He put out a special for a year for a while. It was like 6 years in a row or something, 5 years in a row.
I'd love to see Tom Segura live.
Dude, Tommy Buns comes out every like 2 years. He's got one
every 2 years.
Dude, Tommy Buns.
I love Tom Segura, man.
Dude, he's wild. Dude, I've been listening to Theo's podcast a lot lately, and man, like I just identify so much with him because of where I grew up. You know what I mean? Like he grew up in a bumfuck town in Louisiana. And I grew up in like a half bumfuck town in South Carolina.
Definitely half bumfuck.
You know what I mean? Like it's like he's a Southern guy. You know what I mean? I just identify with him in that respect.
He's just so off the cuff and it's so funny.
Dude, there's something weird about Southern people. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can tell he's from the South.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
He's got
you can definitely
Southern
tell he's from the
mannerisms.
South, and I definitely think, as far as his off the cuffness, I think the cocaine definitely contributed to that in his younger years. I wonder who he would be if he never experienced cocaine.
Interesting. Wow.
Because he was rough. He's been sober for a few years now. He was on it. He was bad on it.
He fell off the wagon and is,
Yeah.
I think he's got a pretty good amount of time in the bag again.
I know it's at least 2 years, I think, is the last thing I heard.
Wow. But, yeah, he's a cool dude.
You been enjoying doing your yard work?
Man, to be honest, I'm excited, but I'm not excited for the rain tomorrow. Like, it's going to make this, it'll probably rain Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
And then,
and tonight.
Right.
Likely. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, this is going to get wet, and then I got to, it's just, it'd be better to wait for it to dry, and then it's going to be harder to blow because it's all one unit. Like, if you let this sit for like a week, it becomes like a cake. Like a thick cake. You know what I mean? It doesn't want to move. You know what I'm saying? So you got to like work hard as fuck to blow it.
And also, like this type of yard work,
it's gonna suck after it gets nice and wet again.
Yeah, I feel like the fall yard work is the worst yard work.
The winter, the early winter, late fall.
The coming of spring type of yard work is the most enjoyable yard work.
Right.
And then you got the heat of summer. That's another shitty part. Depending, it can be nice, but yeah, just blowing fucking soggy leaves.
So, dude, I'm thinking. What do you think about like? I don't know. What should I plant this season? Because I definitely want to have some plants. Like, I'm for sure thinking peppers. Should I just build a small peppers, tomatoes for sure, but should I build a little box?
I would, if I were you, I'm not sure what time of year is the best to plant this, but I'd definitely grow some onions and garlic. They're extremely easy and they keep for a very long time.
Yeah.
If you cure them correctly, they'll keep until the next harvest.
Ooh, garlic would be nice. And
and all you do is literally throw a garlic bulb in the ground.
Dude, you remember when we were at your cabin and we like, I just stepped into like some rows of small sprouted green onions. I was like, what the fuck is
that was
this?
actually garlic. It was underdeveloped garlic.
Oh, it was garlic,
Yeah.
really? Dude, it tasted kind of like onion, but it was good.
It was very young. We just ate it. We didn't. Oh, did we cook steaks that day in the fire?
We did something. We put it in something.
Yeah, I think we cooked a steak on the fire. Maybe it was some of that venison.
Oh, that's the day that you made bread. That's the day that you made that bread on the fire. You remember you put the parchment down and the dough in, and you cooked it in the kettle on the fire? And I cooked those sausages that were black as fuck. Do you remember that? You remember I burnt the shit out of those sausages?
Oh, yeah.
Like they were
okay,
fucking
I remember.
Destroyed and blackened and charred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you still picked through them.
Dude, I was eating that. It was good. I liked it, dude. It had
I forgot about that day.
Ash on it and everything, but it was all right.
I forgot about. I was thinking it was just me and you, but no, it was everybody.
Yeah. Jackson was there. Yeah,
that was fun. Dude, Quinn's on the East Coast now.
Holla.
Well, technically, I guess not the East Coast. If he's, I don't know if
Southeast.
Yeah, not the East Coast.
He's in the Gulf Coast. That's the Gulf Coast.
I don't know if he's in Alabama yet, but.
Oh, right.
I'm not sure if because I know ISIS is going to be staying in Charleston. I believe he's going to correct me on all of this. I can't keep up with that man.
Dude, we got to go out to Birmingham this summer, or Huntsville.
Dude, how about the ski trip? I want to go skiing so bad. Me and Blake have been talking about taking a ski trip this year.
You listen to me. I want to go so bad.
I want to go I've never been before. I want to go so bad.
I'll learn you up.
I was joking with Denise. I was saying, like, Blake just doesn't understand. Give me 2 days, I'm going to be out skiing you.
I mean, it's a learning curve. You have to develop your own style. Even 2 days in, you're going to fall more than me.
I'm not saying that.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm just like, I know that this is my type of skill.
No, dude, you'll excel at it easily.
Yeah,
like, I think
it's my type of
you'll
skill.
Be good at it, but like at 2 days is when you're getting comfortable, and maybe a Black Mountain run can be controllable within a couple of days. I think that you're definitely capable of that.
I want to be able to like comfortably carve. And, like, I love to be able to ride switch just so I can do some dinky little 180s and shit like that.
So, the first thing they teach kids is pizza, right? Which is when you have your skis parallel, and then you spread them and point your toes together and make the shape of pizza with your skis, and it slows you down. You can learn that, and it's helpful, it's easy, but
That's like a kid's
What you need to
jumping off
learn
point.
is to keep your feet together,
Parallel.
controlled.
Yeah.
Maybe right around hips width, controlled, and learn how to stop on one ski or the other facing down.
That's what I mean by I want to learn to carve well. Comfortably be able to carve.
Once you get that and you can control your speed, you can make your way down almost any grade. You know what I mean? If you have like literally like a 75% grade, you know what I mean? You can put your skis firmly into the snow and you can just stand there.
Two South Carolinians talking about skiing.
Well, the thing is, our mountains...
It's available at the right time of year around here.
That we get a very minimal amount of snow, but there's some days that are good. But the thing about our mountains is they're basically short, right? So they're, from top to the bottom of the run, you might have a mile on your biggest mountains out east, right?
And that's like a full run.
That's top to bottom of the mountain.
Right.
But it's steep and really steep in some places.
So if it's a mile travel, what do you think the elevation is? Drop 1,000 feet, 2,000 feet?
Yeah.
A couple thousand feet?
Yeah, it depends on what runs you take, but yeah. But out west, you can ski like down the mountain. If you went to the top of the mountain and then all the way down to the bottom, it literally might be like 4 or 5 miles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you're dropping like 8,000 feet.
The scale, no. But it's the grade. There are places where the grade is really heavy, but it's more gradual because it's bigger, right?
Yeah.
So it is a little bit more gradual. Our mountains are steep, but they're small. So anyway, that's the East Coast presents different challenges than the West Coast,
right? Because
you're dealing with, we have a lot of icy conditions out here because it gets right above freezing, and then you know what I mean, and it'll just go back and forth, and it's, that's why you want to catch it on a good day when they're getting snow.
I've been watching the guy I sent you yesterday.
Man,
I've been watching him a lot.
I love activities that require tuning into Mother Nature. Like fishing is such a thing that is like about tuning in to the weather and the conditions and like, like when do we need to go? What's the best way to target this? I love that aspect of it. And skiing is the same way because especially, down here, you're like, okay, what are the best days of the year? Like you really want to focus on a couple of days because, and honestly, in order to keep the skill, you can go once a year and keep the skill. You know what I mean? And then save that for when you can make that bigger trip for us out to see some crazy mountains out west or in Canada or in Europe. You know what I mean? Like there's so many places to do it. It's really cool in that way too.
But like I've been watching a ton of skiing and like I think I've got all the knowledge. I just haven't been there's nowhere I can put it into practice. So I've got all the technique in my head, and I think when I get out there on the snow, strap some skis on, I'm pretty sure I'm going to catch on quick.
The closest,
like I said, first day I want to pop a 360.
Whoa, you can try, dude. A lot of the
guys
can
do it on rollerblades
like that have skis that are about half the length.
Less inertia.
Traditional skis.
You don't got to throw that momentum around as much.
You see guys going down the mountain with some small skis.
Well, there's backcountry skis, there's deep snow skis, there's park skis, there's race skis, there's fucking I know. Like I said, I'm very knowledgeable about skiing. I've just never been.
Dude,
I fucking love it. I love anything like that.
The closest thing that I've kind of done to that is because we grew up in the foothills. And we have some pretty nice hills in our area, dude.
Yeah.
The problem is we don't get snow. Like if we got 2 feet of snow here, like in the foothills, dude, we could do some sick snowboarding.
It'd be so much fun.
So instead, the only option you are left with in terms of boarding downhill is longboard, and that is something that I've fell in love with in college and at Clemson. Is just going to a nice, like, secluded neighborhood with some nice hills. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just, dude, I love bombing hills and, like, taking, those runs. It's just like skiing. You go to the top of the run. You go to the bottom. You go, maybe you have 3 routes down. You know what I mean? Down from the top to the bottom because it's a bigger neighborhood. I loved that shit, dude. I loved that shit in college. It was so much fun. And we lived in such a great spot for it because of our hills, like I said.
Yeah.
Man.
Dude, outdoor activities are the best. You trying to plunge that coffee?
Dude, yeah. For sure.
Oh, did I say? Yeah, I said that this was going to be a little bit shorter of an episode. I'm crunched for time.
Here, you finish plunging that. Dude, let me give you my time recommendations that are in Irmo that would be really
some good restaurants
quicker for y'all to stop at. So right here on Columbiana, there's Real's Brazilian Steakhouse, which is dude, I'm sure that place is fire. Texas Roadhouse, Stoner's Pizza Joint, Carrabba's Italian Grill, Yamato Columbia, McAllister Deli, Japanese, Red Sake Japanese, Carolina Ale House. All those places have their own parking lot, and it would be way better than y'all driving downtown, finding a place to park for a restaurant on Gervais, and then having to find another spot for the concert. You don't want to do that.
Like, it'll probably be a little less crowded up here in Irmo than in the heart of Columbia.
Dude, yeah, for sure. It'll be less busy. Dude, so what are y'all thinking out of those?
I don't know. We're just going, again, I think, because I know that little stretch of like the Yamato, the Carolina Ale House.
Yeah.
We're probably
all
just
that's
going
on the way. All that's right on the way.
We're probably just going to ride by that spot and see what looks the least crowded. I mean, Texas Roadhouse would be good. That's something we know that we'd like. You know, we just don't want to risk anything because I'm hungry. And I know, like, we haven't eaten since like noon.
Takes forever, but that place is good.
Yeah, that's something else too. It needs to be quick service because we're gonna have like 30 minutes to sit down and eat.
Stoner's Pizza Joint. I haven't tried that spot yet.
And I want to avoid pizza because even if I'm eating out, I know I'm not gonna go fully carb free, but I'll avoid pizza for sure.
True.
I go to Texas Roadhouse, get like steak and potatoes, and still feel good about my dinner.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you know you can get a nice cut of meat at Carrabba's.
Carrabba's? I don't think I've ever been to a Carrabba's.
Dude, Carrabba's has a nice I got their pork chops last time I went, and they have a very, very nice spicy butter.
Is that similar to like a just good old steakhouse? What is Carrabba's?
Carrabba's is an Italian grill.
You want to try Carrabba's? Italian grill?
It's delicious. It really is. We ate there the other night.
We still like, if any of the places have a wait, we got to find something else. Like, we're going to have like 30 minutes to sit down and eat.
You can probably sit at the bar there, too. They have a bar that is first come, first serve, so you can always sit at the bar.
We'll see.
That text me and let me know, because that place is really good.
That's good. Dude, Man's finally rocking some dark roast.
I love a night on the town.
Isn't that dark roast?
This is a medium. This is actually a French.
Is that Pike's Place?
French roast.
Oh, the Verona?
No, it's just their French roast.
You sure that's a medium? I swear their French roast is a dark.
We'll have to look. It might be a dark.
Might be a dark leaning medium.
We got to get Grant back on soon so we can do this coffee tasting challenge.
Yeah, fucking tell him to get his ass down here so that I can kick your ass at a coffee making competition.
I'm also going to bring him a black Americano so he can taste that as well.
Dude. All right.
I'll make sure it's hot.
I was going to say that
Americano.
The only unfairness, because it'd be cool if you brought like an Americano and I brought Starbucks, and then we've got like our coffees, Starbucks, and then wherever you would get your Americano from.
So you can taste all four.
So he can be like, first of all, so he can tell that homemade coffee is way better than buying it.
So dude, the Americano might win, dude. The Americano has such a nice flavor, but
you never know what Grant's tastes are, though.
True.
It all comes down to Grant's personal opinion. This isn't an objective competition.
Right.
It's all it's objective to Grant.
So what would you get him at Starbucks?
Just a black Pike's Place.
Word.
Or
just like the regular cheap.
Yeah, just regular drip coffee. Or do like
that's going to be the worst. That's going to be the worst.
I agree. That's what I'm saying though. So that way he can see the difference between like this is what is claimed by the public as good coffee, and this is what actual homebrewed good coffee is.
Damn.
And then or we could do like you French press, I'll pour over, get a drip coffee from Starbucks, and then go get a gas station coffee, and have the whole gambit of like really good coffee to fucking shit coffee. And then knowing Grant, he'll be like, I kind of like the gas station coffee.
We'll have to get all the coffees ready, and then literally start with the 4 coffees in front of him, just blind.
Got to be blind.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And do you think we should have a sign, like just little signs that says to the viewer what each cup is?
Yeah. We can do like little like play, like place setting cards at a wedding, the little just folded card.
Right. Just
so that Grant can't see them, but the camera can, and he'll the audience can react to be like, "Ooh, look what he's saying about Blake's cup."
I'm so excited about this.
It's such a stupid little thing for us to get excited about, but I am too. I think it's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun because Grant's such a coffee virgin.
Right. It's like, should I incorporate it?
Can you imagine if you were a coffee virgin and someone did this for you? You know what I mean? Like, that would be sick.
I'd be so into it.
Yeah, you'd be like, fuck yeah, this is kind of cool. I don't have to, like, I'm getting literally to try 4 different kinds of coffee free of charge, prepared by 2 people that have been drinking coffee for years.
Oh, man. When did you start? At what age did you start drinking coffee on a daily basis?
Sophomore year of college.
Damn, you know what? I don't think I have an answer that quick.
Sophomore year of college. It was organic chemistry. I remember what mug I used on a daily basis, dude. I had such a gay tin mug. I had this like tin thermos like mug that was a bit. It was shaped kind of like this. It was the gayest mug ever, and I had a shitty lid that I never used, of course. And so how old was I? I was about I was 19, 20.
I want to say I started pretty much drinking coffee every day senior year of high school.
For real?
Maybe even junior year, dude.
In high school?
I think I was on the coffee wagon pretty early.
Yeah. Dude, no, I remember my grandmother, she would make me, because she always drank a decaf because of, she had like, I was on heart medicine, so she couldn't ever drink. So she would make me, you have some nights, some coffee with some cream and sugar in it. That is a treat. A nice treat at night to drink. You know, like a hot, creamy, sweet beverage.
Basically a hot chocolate.
So she would, yeah, exactly. So she would make me that, at night. I remember having that when I was like 3 and 4.
Knock your ass out.
Yeah, dude.
You're sleeping good after one of them.
Dude, yeah, that was cool. That's my earliest memories of coffee, for sure.
A second ago, there's a little blue sky popping out. Not quite as...
Dude, we have the mildest winters in South Carolina. Like, our winters are barely winters.
Well, technically, we're not even in winter yet.
Dude,
we're still 3 weeks away from winter, the beginning of winter.
So, you know how we've talked about this before? Like, I go to the Riverwalk at lunch.
Yeah, and bask.
And I bask in the sun. Well, lately it's been pretty cold. But we had a semi-warm day. It was like 55 degrees. And I've been like taking my lunch and going to my apartment and cleaning it out. So I haven't been able to go recently. And the weather hasn't been that great. But anyway, I went and I was like, it's a little cold, but fuck it. I'm taking my shirt off. Once I get moving, I'll be fine. I'll do some 50 jumping jacks and I'll be warm. It doesn't matter.
Especially in the sunshine.
In the sun, yeah, I was good. And I was walking down to the little calisthenics park they have. And this woman was wearing like, a jacket and a scarf. And she looked at me and she said, "You must be from Canada."
Born and raised right here.
I was like, I'm from here, actually. I was like, that's just so funny.
Dude, I walked outside.
It was 55 degrees.
Yeah, it's not crazy cold. I walked outside the other morning, and it was 38. And I had on a long sleeve T-shirt and like pajama pants. But it was extremely bright and sunny. And I walked outside, and that sunshine hit me, and I felt warm, even though it was 38 outside. I walked out, and I felt the brisk air, but the warmth from the sun. I was like, this is what life's about. This is nice.
It's so nice. It's
I
so
wonder,
weird.
If you just like stripped down in a pair of trunks and went outside on like a 20-degree day for a few minutes,
cold exposure
is that the same?
It's not quite the same.
Not quite
as
the
water,
same,
but 100% cold exposure.
Because water is such a conductor, like it strips your body of heat really quick.
So the thing about
more than air would.
Think about it like this. So, you know how the amount of energy it takes to change the temperature of water is more substantial than
that's technically what 1 calorie is, right? It's
exactly.
Like however much energy it takes
way more energy to heat the water around your body than it does to heat the small layer of air in your body. And it's like it's so weird to think about it, but it takes so much more energy to do so. So like
it's less molecules interacting with you.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, when you're in the water, you burn like 4 times the basal rate just being in cold water. Depending on how cold the water is,
Right.
you burn so many calories just your body producing heat to keep its core temperature
Yeah.
up. You burn so many calories,
All
like
right,
just sitting there.
If you could have one, cold plunge or sauna?
Ooh.
I love a sauna, man.
Right
I
now,
love a sauna.
I know I need the cold plunge more. I know the cold plunge would be better for me.
Yeah.
I think it would be better for me.
Well, cold plunge is a lot easier to do with the materials you have in a lot of instances than
But if
a
you're talking
sauna would be. You can't get just a room in your house up to 150.
No.
But you can put some ice in the tub.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's like if I'm spending money, you might as well get the sauna.
I could also go to the Saluda River, which is a tailwater. Like I could just literally
Do
do
a little dip?
Yeah, just
God,
take
that'd be nice.
But like it takes so much more resources to have a nice sauna. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
You can literally get an iron tub out in the wintertime and it'll stay at around 50 degrees.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I
So
mean?
if you had to choose one, I'd spend my money on a nice sauna and then have just a makeshift cold plunge.
Right. No, I mean the cold plunge is
easy.
so easy.
Yeah.
Dude, you
could just set a little trough on your deck and just step right out.
I've watched videos online. They're not hard to build.
No, they're not. What I would probably do is just buy a chest freezer and fill it up with water and ice. Because you can get a chest freezer big enough for you to sit in for about $200. And then that thing will hold your water. And then, it'll hold it at a good temperature. And then if you would just add ice every now and then, it'll just keep it insulated. That's the way I would probably go about it. Just drop like $200 on a chest freezer and just have it be a full-time cold plunge.
See, for me, I think I would prefer it to be a seasonal thing. Like I make sure to do it in the summer because I'm wading in cold water in the summertime. A lot. I'm in the water a lot in the summer, but in the winter, if I just had a tin fucking tub outside,
oh my God.
You know what I mean? And I just kept it outside in the winter, and I kept it clean. I skimmed it every day, and occasionally I changed the water.
This is such a podcast topic.
Okay, yeah, it's such
cold plunge and sauna.
It's such it is.
Listen,
but like that's how I think that's how I would go. I would not get a freezer. I would just get like one of those big, nice fucking cattle waters.
A trough. That's what I'm saying.
A big ass fucking tent, like stainless steel.
Stainless steel trough. But the thing is that those things cost as much as a chest freezer.
For real?
Yeah, a nice stainless steel trough you're thinking about is about $200. Trust me, because I was walking the last day I worked at Lowe's.
I'm sure
I was walking around looking for things to make cold plunges out of. I was even thinking like a 40-gallon trash can. It's like one of them big Rubbermaids.
Sure. Yeah, you can definitely do
hop in there. The thing about a tub, just a regular bathtub, is when you step in, you're only like up to your halfway up your calf. So then you're already have your feet freezing and you got to force yourself to lay all the way down. Where if you have a tub that's a little taller and you can step in and already be waist deep, it's easier to force yourself to. But like when you're forcing literally your ass cheeks to hit the water, that's rough.
Ideally, you're putting like your feet and ass in at the same time.
Exactly. And then you just sink in, throw that timer on. Oh man. But yeah, the cold plunges are talked about that much because they're that fucking awesome. They're so sick.
I've only done all natural cold plunges, like cold rivers. I've never done like a true cold plunge.
I've hooked up my bathtub with a nice few trays of ice. It probably got down to about 50.
The coldest I've gotten was like 55.
Yeah.
Probably about 55.
Yeah, I've never done like a 35-degree cold plunge. I've done about a 50, 55. And then
they do help make you feel amazing. I mean,
they're so nice.
God, and I told once you get control of your breath, you just feel so empowered too. You know what I mean?
I told you how I'll make a makeshift sauna in my guest bathroom because it's a super small, tight bath. It's basically the size of your bathroom, but without the washer and dryer inlet or closet. And I'll turn the shower on full heat and get it steamy. Shut the door, put a towel under so you don't have any air leaking out, and then throw in a space heater. And you can get it up to about 115.
Bro, you gonna grow some mold in that bitch.
I got it up to about one. It ain't my house. I'm renting. Yeah, but my house is already probably moldy as fuck.
Oh my
God, I ain't hurting nobody.
Dude. Dude, I've never even thought about that before, but like I'm just like now that I'm a homeowner, I'm like, I wonder what my indoor air quality's like.
Yeah, you got to think about like all types
mean?
of different things as far as like longevity.
Like what is ventilating from my crawl space? You know what I mean? How many?
Make sure your filters are fresh.
How many pieces of rat shit are down there just ventilating into my house?
All right, we're at 30 minutes.
You know what I mean?
Mark this time.
Dude, I'm so fucking jealous y'all are having Carrabba's, but I'm making spaghetti and meatballs for dinner. That's right. You know what I'm going to even do? I'm going to do meatballs with sausage and ground beef because I'm a fucking savage.
Mixing ingredients again.
Mixing meats up.
Mixing cultures, mixing veggies, mixing meats. All right, we got about we'll cut it off at 5:30.
You need to rock it before that, bro.
That gives us 20 minutes.
You need to leave here at 5:30.
We'll cut the podcast off at 5:40. We should be out of here 15 minutes after. It'll be all right. Yeah, move the mic away from your mouth after you burp into it. Yeah, nice one, Blake.
I was halfway done. I'm sorry, guys. But damn, dude.
But yeah, I think we're
so
a little
jealous.
Scattered with the conversation right now, just because this is a very off the cuff episode. Like,
yeah, this isn't our normal time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, late episodes are tough. We definitely are better in the mornings,
dude. We like our time is like right around lunchtime on Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah,
like, it's just now it's you know what it's like, and now that we've done it for so long, it feels just like a groove. It feels normal to do it then now.
Oh yeah,
you know what
sure.
I mean? It's like what is the saying? Like you do something. I think it's like 21, 22 times it becomes like a habit. Like
I know they
say
like 3 weeks in a row if you're doing something daily, which would be 21.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna feel weird since we're doing this on a Friday evening to not have anything to do tomorrow. My whole Saturday's gonna be free.
We got the weekend off.
Like usually I'm coming down and I'm spending 3 hours round trip just to get here and get back, and then 2 hours to set up and record, and then a little bit more just for chit chatting. And I'm not gonna know what to do. I might have to play 8 more hours of video games tomorrow.
It's gonna be a good day for it. I think it's gonna be
rainy
a
as hell.
day tomorrow. Yeah,
I've been playing DayZ. Blake has no clue, but some of the listeners might appreciate that.
DayZ.
It's a survival game where, like,
is it a zombie?
Yeah, there's zombies in it. There's also other players you can run into that is completely open-ended. They can kill you. They can be friendly. You can team up. They can hold you hostage and take your shit. It's extremely intense. Like, you have to find your food. You got to find water. You got to clean your water if you don't get it from a clean source. You can go hunting. You got to find.
What the fuck, dude? Grant would love this game.
He probably plays it.
Grant would fucking. Love
I guarantee
game.
Grant knows what DayZ is. But sure. You gotta you can find guns, but then you might not always find the ammo for the guns, and then guns can be damaged, and then if your gun's not in the best condition, it can jam on you, and then you got to find a gun cleaning kit to clean your gun and repair it to make it a little bit less likely to jam and bring it back to not super damaged. Or if you get in a fight and a zombie hits you, then it can ruin your clothing. So then your clothing no longer provides you insulation from the cold. And you can find you can find sewing kits to patch up your clothes, or duct tape can patch up your clothes.
That is wild.
If you hunt an animal, you have to have a knife or some type of bladed weapon to cut up the animal and harvest the meat from it. And then if you don't
just get it.
No. And then you got to go cook the meat. You got to go build a fire and cook your own meat. And then if you don't have a pair of gloves and you cut up an animal and then cook and eat the meat with blood on your hands, you can get a parasite. And then you got to go find the right medications for a parasite. If you're out in the cold too long, you can get the flu. Then you got to go find medications for the flu. It is a fucking intense game. I love it.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like I said,
while avoiding zombies?
Yeah. I played yesterday. I was rummaging through a bunch of I was at a gas station, and there was a bunch of zombies, and I tried to run into the gas station, and it lagged out, and I got trapped in the gas station with 2 zombies, and they knocked me out. And then because when you knock out, you stop moving, so luckily they don't keep hitting you. So I came to, pulled out my shotgun and killed both the zombies, and just had to bandage myself because I was bleeding out.
Jesus.
I love it. I played for 8 hours and probably died 6 times.
Do you think that's low key training you for the zombie apocalypse? You know what I mean? Like, just so you'd have like a general, like I would need to do these sorts of things. Like I would need to look for these.
I mean, it
sorts
doesn't
of
hurt,
objects,
but I wouldn't say
I mean?
that's.
I need to be
what it's
conscious
for.
about what tools I have and all that shit.
You can go sit inside. Denise is watching from a distance.
But
yeah, it's a really, really fun game. What sucks though is the community who plays DayZ is very PC heavy. Like they play on computers, not consoles. And a lot of the people who play on
PS4?
Xbox,
you play on Xbox.
I play on Xbox. A lot of the people who play on Xbox will just kill you on sight, which is annoying because half the fun of DayZ is that you can have interactions. Like you don't know if who you see might be friendly, or maybe they'll kill you on sight, or maybe you can go talk to them and y'all can trade some shit. Like I'll give you some food for some ammo, and like people who play on console are much more likely to just fucking kill on sight, which makes the game less fun to play for sure. Because it makes a lot of the fun of DayZ is the randomness of interactions, and like you can play as a good guy, you can play as a bad guy, you can like I watched this streamer Amish Zed who plays a lot, and he'll like I've seen him like get the jump on somebody and like hold him at gunpoint and strip off all their clothes and like like go lock them up somewhere, and like it's fucking insane. Like it is such an
so
open-ended game. Like literally anything can happen.
That is so funny. That's so cool. That's such a sick game.
Like if you get shot in the leg, your leg breaks, you can make a stent.
Oh my god.
It's insane. It is so much fun. And it's so hard. It is so
I can imagine. That sounds so difficult.
And the entire time you're playing, you're on edge. Like you're stressed in the game. Like it is intense, man.
Jesus.
But yeah, we can move on from video games. I know you don't relate that much.
Like, dude, I just like taking on something that intense, like something extra that intense. I'm just
now,
like, oh my god, I don't have the bandwidth, dude.
See, I go through phases with video games where like once every other month, I'll go hardcore for like a weekend and then not touch it for another little while.
Right.
Like if I was starting DayZ new and didn't know like how to craft certain items and what goes with what to repair it and like how to make a lot of shit, then it'd be much more intimidating. But I learned that a long time ago, and now you just remember it. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Like you can craft if you get rope, a long stick, and you like get bones from an animal, you can craft a hook from the bones, and then you can dig up earthworms and then go fishing.
Damn, bro. I want to go fishing, man. I want to go fishing.
Yeah, this coffee's good.
Yeah, you fucked up the plunge, bro. We got grains in my coffee, homie.
Oh, sip it slow, and they'll stay at the bottom.
Yo, I'm really. I know that the audience can't see this, but do you think those 2 trees in my front yard are dead?
No, because they had.
Maybe you can cut a picture of these 2 trees.
They had new life growing before fall really set in. So you might have some dead branches, but I don't think the trees are dead. Because there's new life on the top of those trees, both of them.
Even if they aren't dead, should I cut them? Should I chop them down?
I'm no arborist. I don't know.
That's a good point. That's literally like a profession.
Yeah, tree service. I'd love to do that. That'd be really fun. That'd be a cool job.
Dude,
cool little gig.
It would be expensive to get those trees cut down.
Yeah. You're in a risky area to be felling trees.
Apparently they do it like segment. Like they'll go up to like the top half. And they'll do
tie
like
it
10
off.
10 feet, or like, you know what I mean?
They'll basically go up to the top and tie off the top of the tree that they're about to cut with almost like a zip line type thing. So when they cut it, it falls right where they want it to fall.
Yeah.
I've watched some arborist TikToks.
That's cool. Yeah.
Call up a Splenda. How do you even say that? You see
what?
those trucks everywhere? The ASPLUNDH.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
The tree service. Those trucks are all over around here. I don't know if it's a southeastern company, but I like to say a Splenda because like old folks will be like, "It was torn to a Splenda," or whatever. Have you heard like old people say that? Torn a Splenda.
I
don't know. Maybe
I've never heard that.
I feel like my great grandma used to say that type of shit.
Wow.
I don't know. A Splendor? A Splenda? I don't know, man. I've only ever heard that. I've never seen it written down. It's just an old Southern colloquialism.
Oh my God, no, I've never heard that one. Wow. Yeah, dude. That's one of those lost skills. I bet everybody back in the day were like, "Yeah, we can chop this fucking tree down." You know what I mean? I bet a lot of people died. I bet a lot of idiots. I bet a lot of fucking idiots died.
We also probably weren't cutting down trees in tight knit subdivisions.
Yeah, right.
It's a little different.
So much more difficult. You can't just hack a tree down like you're clearing some land. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to be a lot more careful with these.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I want to keep this one in the street. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, we're only going to block the street for like 2 hours, guys. Don't worry about it. There'll be some chainsaw marks right in the middle of the road, but don't be, it's easy. It's easy to fix.
It'll be all right.
South Carolina fixes roads pretty quickly, so we should be fine.
Depends on the road.
That was total sarcasm, homie. That's total sarcasm. Dude, we're having a big overhaul for roads in South Carolina, to be totally honest.
There has been a lot of work going on in a lot of different places.
Like 85 in Greenville they just finished that major junction.
Interchange, yeah.
And then Columbia, they're going crazy.
Asheville. A lot of work between Hendersonville and Asheville.
There is, for sure.
Ton of work up there.
Hell yeah.
They're renovating that Green River Gorge Bridge. That's one.
You know why?
Doing some work at the top of Saluda. Because that bridge is probably old as fuck and not up to code anymore.
They're bringing there's manufacturing is still
so our interstate's got to be ready for some heavy haulers.
Our manufacturing is still alive and well in the Carolinas. We're one of them working states.
My mom asked me a question that will be
We're one of them working there states.
A blue-collar state. But my mom asked me a question yesterday that might be a good little discussion. Were cars commonplace within the average man before roads were paved? Like, basically, I guess I'm asking, were cars riding on dirt roads or were buggies riding on paved roads?
Well, so, like, think about how two things can coexist simultaneously. For instance, New York City and then the Catskill Mountains, right? You probably had some mountain men living in the Catskill Mountains, but you also had some people in New York City that were urbanites.
Well, I'm just thinking about regular roads.
So in the urban areas in 1910, 1905, something like that, right? Some people are like, man, horses suck. They smell like garbage. You know what I mean? Let's just use this car. So they used them in places that had streets. You know what I mean? Because that's what they were capable for. But people on the countryside, people in South Carolina, they were still using horses, bro.
No, I agree. That's why I'm making the distinction when they came commonplace for the average man. I'm not saying just in urban settings. I'm saying commonplace across the U.S.
I think it was mostly in the 20s and 30s.
But that's still that's not my question. My question is, there were probably cars in most families before they started paving roads.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Because Eisenhower implemented the interstate system, right?
Like paved roads for sure.
Like main streets, main highways, main streets, city centers. Those are probably all dirt when people first started getting cars. Like, when did we start paving roads? When did we figure out asphalt?
I have no idea, but that's an easily Googleable question, and I want to know the answer.
All right, well, we'll end the podcast on this resolution, but yeah, I assume it just makes they're not going to pave roads before the cars came commonplace.
What is the first asphalt paved road in the United States?
Ooh, you think D.C.? Hold on, you see it? You already see the answer? I was going to say D.C., Boston, or New York would be my three guesses. Or Charleston. Charleston might be up there. And
I'm seeing a couple different answers. These are the two at the top.
I feel like D.C. is probably first. In
1870, a Belgian chemist, Edmund J. de Smet, laid the first asphalt pavement in the U.S. at Newark. And I'm guessing New York, New Jersey. And then the next thing says...
Newark?
Newark, yeah. Sorry, I'm not great at that.
You're saying New York. There's no Y. It's Newark.
Newark.
Newark. Same, yeah. There's no Y, though. It sounds like you're saying New York.
The next thing below, it says the first asphalt pavement composed of Trinidad Lake asphalt laid in the U.S. was on Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C.
All right, so yeah, I was up there in the like I said. DC
they started paving
first.
roads right around the turn of the century. So yeah, I mean that I would say because like think about what cars could do. They like the car like a Model T wasn't off roading. It better have a nice decent road to ride.
It was
on.
still driving on dirt roads.
Sure,
it was 100% on
as
dirt
long as
roads.
they were well graded.
Right, but I mean
they
also
didn't have
your
great
fucking
suspension.
your buck wagon. You don't want it on a bumpy road either, bumping your cargo and yourself everywhere.
True.
Like horses, like the dirt roads of the day, I'm sure were still very well kept and smooth, other than all the horse shit piling up on them.
I think, well, honestly, what we're thinking of is the difference in scale. So, like,
right,
like,
am I right that Eisenhower implemented the interstate system?
Yeah. I'm going to think back on my experience as a environmental assessor and all my looking at aerial photography from about 1920 to current day. It's like there would be one road, like let's say it was Highway 49,
right,
there for the whole time. Right. And then through the years, there would be little offshoot roads that would pop up.
Right.
You know, like maybe a couple in 1930s, and then a couple more in the 1940s.
Right.
And then what I've especially noticed in places that are developed like this, it was it was such a massive boom in the 40s and 50s.
Right.
The amount of I saw when I was looking back through the years, the development of infrastructure between that time, like basically 40s to 70s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're gonna be invisible by the end of this video. It's getting pretty dark,
dude. Yeah. So we can wrap up in like.
No, we'll go
5
ahead and
minutes.
wrap up.
Do you see what I mean though? So I think like. Those maybe like 49, they always kept,
right, the
major roads they always tried to keep,
highways.
I'm sure, navigable. You know what I mean? But
and those obviously the main roads that got
the scale
you from
of
city to city were the first ones to be paved.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I wonder when was Union's first paved road? When was Columbia's first paved road?
We can look into that.
I'm curious about that.
You know who we need to talk about this too?
What?
Shane Saylor.
Oh yeah,
He'd be
Mr. Asphalt himself.
Looking at the bits to talk about this thing. He'd tell us some shit that wasn't.
I mean, is he
related,
that knowledgeable on the history of it?
I don't know.
Or just the?
We'll have to ask him.
Practice.
He
of
damn
it.
sure knows how to fucking pave it.
Yeah.
But anyway. Dude.
Well, anyway, sorry to cut this one off a couple minutes shorter than we usually do.
Y'all gotta go to Carrabba's.
It's all good. Thank you for listening. Hopefully the show will go good. I'm sure it will.
Dude, y'all are going to have a good time.
It's going to be awesome.
Go to Carrabba's, eat some good food. I don't want you to be rushed.
We got to get us out. We got to get out there now.
Y'all have a good time, dude.
Like, we need to be leaving now.
It's going to be lit. Y'all have a great time.
It's going to be a great time. I can't wait.
Shane Gillis, I'm sorry.
Again.
Yeah, Shane Gillis, I'm sorry I couldn't make it to this one. Hopefully you'll come back.
Sorry for everybody watching the video. By the end of it, it's almost so dark you can't see us. From my perspective, I can't tell. It might look a little brighter if I got close to the camera, but... Again, I think this has been the most just by the seat of our pants episode so far. But listen, as I always say, we're making this shit work. We're making it happen. Doing it when and where we need to.
I think we hit some good topics.
That'll be all right. Fuck it. And the last episode, there was plenty of clips. I think I'll be able to post 2 a day from the last episode at the river. Because we were outdoors, our brains were fucking popping off. We were on the water, we had the sunshine, we were just in our element. A bunch of good topics came up. But yep. Anyway, thanks for listening. Episode 24, 25 next week. See ya.
That was our definitely most awkward ending. Goodbye.